What the fuck is up, Juggalo Day? Mac and Hose. Back for another Tuesday. Time to go have a cigarette, you know. So we're talking about weather. And, oh god, it's so bright. Cold. I'm totally just fucking with y'all. There's zero snow here. It's actually pretty nice out. We had a little snow back earlier this week, or middle of last week. And I think it stuck around for like maybe overnight, but the next morning it was pretty much all gone. So definitely not experiencing your guys' snowy tundra up there in the Michigan armpit. Anyways, snow-wise, I've always been, well, I mean, Nebraska, we usually get crazy-ass snow. So when I was young, I used to drive kind of crazy just to, know what it felt like when you were out of control and how to, get yourself back into it and stuff. So I love driving in the snow. I got a couple of stories. When I was young, probably, I don't even know how old I was. I was probably 17 or so. I used to have a Ford Tempo, and driving it down the street, and I come up onto a bridge, and it had just snowed. I think there was probably, I want to say close to like 2 feet of snow. But the roads had been cleared, but, shit was still slick and stuff. But I was going down this road, kind of speeding, because what teenager doesn't? And I got onto a bridge, and the bridge happened to be super icy. And my fucking car went from this to this and slid all the way across the bridge. And once I got to the other side of the bridge, the car, just straightened out, and I was on my way. I'd say that's probably the scariest thing I've dealt with in the snow. Thinking your car could fly off this bridge and crash into this little fucking, it's not really a river, they call it a creek, Papio Creek. But yeah, that was probably about the scariest, I'd think. And then a couple years ago, we got a really bad snowstorm, and my wife used to work at the mall, which is all the way on the west side of town, and we live all the way on the east side of town. So she would have to drive all the way out west. And she was heading home, and our main street, which they're always on top of when it snows and stuff, they plow it probably like 9-10 times even while it's snowing and shit. And she got stuck behind a bus, and the bus got stuck on the hill, and so she got stuck on the hill, and there was probably like 15 other cars that were stuck all over this hill on the main street. And so she called me, and she's like, I'm stuck. So I had my mom take me out there with a shovel, and I literally got there, hit her tires up so we could get some traction, and hopped in the driver's seat, and we were off. You do get a lot of dumbass drivers here that will slide around, and they always say, certain cities and towns and stuff have like offensive and defensive driving, and offensive is where you have to take action because people react slower, and defensive is where you have to keep watch of everybody because they're going fast. And Omaha's a defensive driving, city, so you just kind of have to be prepared for that shit, and just be in control the whole time. I'm not a huge fan of the snow. I got a fucked up back and a fucked up knee, and so I always get all stiff, and I'm always worried about slipping and falling and all that shit. But not a huge fan. I used to be a fan when I was a kid. Now it's just like, hate being cold, and I don't want to be outside. But anyways, guys, what's your thoughts on the weather? If you do a reply video, make sure you put Juggalo Day in it, because you'll get added to the extended family playlists and all that shit. And just to correct Crazy, in his video, he said September 1st, 2017 for the live stream hangouts. What he meant to say was January 1st, Sundays. We're going to start doing live streams. Hopefully all of us will be able to make it. You know, every once in a while somebody might not be, but you know, we'll make do. Anyways, hope to see you guys there, and Magnos. Peace.